Hey everyone. So in this video, I'm going to show you another program that I made that is called working orders, so that you can keep track of profitability and how many hours you spent on a part. So in the previous video, I already showed you how quick and easy it is to create a quote and send it to the customer via email. So I'm just gonna quickly create another quote so that you can see my other program what it does. So let's just choose a random company. Let's just pick some parts. Part A 2 times, and let's pick part D 3 times. So total price 8,000 euros. Okay, we just sent. Okay, then we go to our other program, which is designed to keep track and profitability of our parts. So we just refresh our page to get to the quotes via API from our first program to this program. And we can see it's already here. Nordcraft Industries. We can see the part A and part D is already here. Part A, 1,000 euros, part D, 2,000 euros, and 3 quantity, which is perfect. So I already entered some previous quotes and the hours. So for example, on this part A, a worker has worked 40 hours. And on part B, a worker has worked 30 hours. So you can see hourly rate is 25 euros for this part. And for this part, it's 16.76 euros per hour. So total, it is 20.83 euros per hour on average, which is probably not good. So we can already see that these parts are not profitable a lot for us. And for example, this part is very profitable, which we can see 150 euros per hour. And if we extend it, part E is 200 euros per hour, and part F is 100 euros per hour. As we can see, the worker has worked 10 hours on this, and in this, he has worked 5 hours. So on average, for this quote, the hourly rate is 150 euros per hour, which is above average, I would say, especially for our country. But yeah, so you can keep track of profitability and the hours, how much the workers have worked. So if we can, for example, let's take a look on this. So we can see worker A. I'm sorry, it's in Slovenian language. Deloitte's A means worker A. Inputted 5 hours. So yeah, that's it. That's basically the whole logic of this program, to keep track of the profitability of parts. So let's go back to our first quote that we created earlier. Let's say that we want to keep track of this one. So we just print out the QR code, for example, this. We can print it to a sticky format, which is like this. We can just how do you say this? Paste it on our drawing or anywhere we want. Or we can print it on A4 format and give it to the worker or wherever we want. So yeah, let's just say that we printed this out. We just, the worker has the app on the phone installed, and he can scan the QR code, this code, with the phone. So I'm just gonna show you here on the PC how quick and easy it is to scan the QR code and input the hours if you are a worker. So yeah, this app is made so that it's especially easy and quick to enter the QR codes. So you just log in, worker account, and we just press here. I'm sorry, this is in Slovenian language because I made it for the workers in our company, but I can easily translate it to English. So yeah, I'm gonna try to explain everything. So we just press here, start scanning, and the camera here doesn't work because it's in use as I'm recording myself. So I'm just gonna enter it manually, which is also very fast. If, for example, if the phone camera isn't working or the QR code is broken or something, the worker can just input the number here, and he can choose which part he works on. Let's see. Okay, then he just inputs the hours. I don't know, let's say I work 10 hours on this part today. Enter, and here it is. We can edit those hours if we made some mistake. Let's, for example, choose 8 hours, or we can add some hours. Let's add 2 hours. So it's total 10 hours. And then we go back to our program. Let's refresh, and we can see the hours are already entered. So if this part would take only 10 hours to work, it would be a profitability of 100 euros per hour, which is perfect. So we can already see this part is very profitable for us. And let's also input some liabilities. For example, this part we also had to pay for material, and also we have some costs for tools. So let's go with liabilities. Let's say material for this costs 200 euros and tool costs, I don't know, 50 euros. You can also drop in some files for the material, like the bills, so we can keep track in future. When we have the same part, we can see, this part was 200 euros material. So we already see some comparisons. So save and refresh. Okay, let's also input some liabilities from this part. Let's say 100 was the material for this, and some other costs, I don't know, 20 euros. Save changes and refresh. So we can see total price minus liabilities is 7,140 euros total profit. And I almost forgot one thing. You can also drop files like 3D models or drawings or anything else like bills here, and it automatically syncs with your Dropbox account. So let me show you. For example, if you drop this one, this one is already uploaded to Dropbox, and a programmer can already start working on it. This is made so that you have everything in one place, so you don't have to look for the 3D models or drawings anywhere else on the computer. You have everything here for future and history. And let's input some hours for part D. For example, a worker has forgotten to input them, so we input them manually here because an admin can add hours, edit them, or delete them. Let's just say worker B, I don't know how much, 8 hours, add hours, and let's add, I don't know, worker C, 2 hours. That's it. Okay, we go back, and we can already see 10 hours and 10 hours for part A and part D. So total it's 50 hours, because we always enter hours for one part, so the program automatically calculates it and multiplies it by the quantity. So what I want to show you now is how easy it is to keep track of the production for everything that we have in our production. So for example, today we have one quote which we entered, and total revenue is 8,000. So liabilities is 860. So our profit is 7,140 euros. Total hours worked is 50. The worker, for example, we input that our worker costs 20 euros per hour. This is just an estimate. So it's just 50 hours times 20 euros. So that's roughly how much it costs us. And so we can just 7,140 minus 1,000, we get a rough profitability, which we see is 6,140 euros. And the average profit per hour is 142.8 euros per hour, which is great. And now I'm going to show you also how to keep monthly reports for our workers and our parts and production line. So we go here, we see deadlines are, which is worker A, worker B, and worker C. We can see how much they worked, how many hours, how much they costs us. For today, for example, 20 hours worked, which is 400 euros. So much we see that this worker has cost us 400 euros, but he made a profit of 2,900 euros, which is great. And we can print out a monthly report for all the workers. For example, let's pick April and generate report. And we can see worker A has made 2,900 euros profit, worker B 4,032 euros profit, and worker C has made this much profit. So in total is 7,940 euros profit. And this worker worked 30 hours, worker B worked 24 hours, and worker C worked 6 hours. So we have total visibility of everything that is going on in our company, so that we can keep track of our profitability. And if anything is not going so well, we can see what is wrong with this part. It was only 15 euros per hour. Something is wrong. Maybe we made a wrong price calculation, or maybe the worker was too slow, or something else, so we can analyze further. So yeah, this program was made for simplicity, ease of use, and especially it was made so that one man can handle everything from sending invoices, from creating quotes, sending invoices, and keeping track of the production. Which is especially useful for a manufacturing company like ours, which is a CNC machine company. But I think that almost any manufacturing company can get some usefulnesses from this program. So yeah, I totally recommend it for everybody, because once you get used to it, it's very easy and fast to do everything. I also made another program that automates the emails. When a customer sends you a bill, it automatically gets downloaded from the email and inputted into our program. So let me just quickly show you what I mean. So here, when we go to our first program, we can see our sales that we already made. So this one was paid and this one was paid. So total 2,000 plus 990 is 2,990 euros. And for the bills, we only have one, which is 1,125 euros. And we can see here on the dashboard our incomes and our expenses. So which is very nice to see. So you have total control of your accounting and the profitability that your company is making. So for example, here we have 2,990 euros incoming, and outgoing is 1,125 euros. So total profit is 1,865 euros. And you can also see here in the graphs, and you can see your expenses. So yeah, once you get used to this program, you will see it's very easy and fast to use, and I totally recommend it. So if you have any questions or would like any more information, just contact me, and I'm glad to discuss further with you. So yeah, that's it for this video. Take care and bye.